I do want to start out the show by saying, and I mean this sincerely, seriously, I
No.
beg you people, please do not make any wagers based on my selections for any sporting event. Makes no difference. From basketball to football to tiddlywinks, don't do it. I suck. I'm the worst at it. I mean, I've never gotten anything right. People ask me for picks. I give them the picks just off the top of my head. But 99% of the time, I'm wrong. Look, Mike, I picked Colorado and Ottawa as my dark horses in the NHL. They both bailed out. I said on
Right.
this show, without doubt, without question, completely confident that there was no way the New York Knicks would beat the Boston Celtics, and you griefed me. You were the first one to grief me on Facebook about that when they went down 1-0. Now they're down 2-0. Please,
No,
people, please.
I actually gave you grief before it was even 0-1. I said, look, that we could really quickly having the NBA being my wheelhouse. It's where I made my bones at the New York Times.
You did.
I covered the Knicks during the glory years. I guess their '90s glory years, and when people believed the Ewing and that group had a chance. And of course, every time Michael Jordan was on the floor, it was impossible because even Karl Malone and John Stockton and Charles Barkley and much, Hall of Famers to be, had they been born at a different time, would have won championships if not for him. But it was the magic. Madison Square Garden was a magical place,
Yes, it was. I mean, I
and
actually attended some
and
games there, both as the media and as a fan. And I remember
yeah,
that. They were, look, the first time I got involved in basketball, I grew up in New York. So
yeah.
basketball wasn't my main sport, but I became a Knicks fan because that was in the real early glory years. I was just a kid and enjoyed it, loved going to the Garden. It was something special. But over the years, again, as we've discussed, I've lost my attention span for basketball entirely. But for the Knicks, I'm of the opinion. I worked for the Dolan family for a short time. The Dolans owned Sports Channel, which was a national sports network back in the
Yes.
90s. They started something called News Sport, which was the wallpaper for
Well,
the
I know.
Sports
I
Channel.
was on. I was on News Sport. Gosh, who was one of your hosts?
Was it with Chet Coppock?
Jay. Oh, Chet Kopic. That's who I
Yeah.
was on with.
Chet was a great friend of mine. Chet hosted the nighttime show,
Yeah.
but we were owned by the Dolans, and the Dolans sold Sports Channel, News Sport, everything, lock, stock, and barrel to Fox, that created the Fox Sports Network, put everybody out of work, just like that. So
Wow.
every single time the Dolans fail, I'm a happy guy.